Hey crew, it's Stephanie Garcia and welcome to another episode of Backstage Pass for this year's Leap into Live Selling event. It's a 2-day virtual summit kicking off on April 24th, and let me tell you, this individual, this speaker, man, if I was like, are you ready to rumble? This every time I talk to him, just the energy, the vibes, the brainstorming that happens, literally, I'm like, can we just change the topic of this? Because we just went on a whole other tangent. When we're talking about live selling strategies, there's no other person that I love brainstorming with than Kirk Nugent. He's one of those where, like, my goodness, as soon as he comes through with his studio, you'd be like, Stephanie, can you just like get off the screen and just let Kirk take over? Because he is such an absolute pro. And I am so blessed to have met him because of the eCam community, the eCam fam, because he offers a ton of value and he shares so much information every time I talk to him. Literally, like before we started this, I was like, are we going to be late? Because I really want to learn more about this. I am always learning something new. I'm always excited to have him here. And having said that, let me just bring him onto the show. Kirk, come through. How you doing?
Man, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. I know that we're doing the Restream Pairs thing today as well. So some people on my YouTube channel are probably seeing this as well. And I just want to say welcome to you guys as well today. Hey.
Oh my gosh. Everyone on your YouTube channel is like, is this just the Hype Up Kirk channel? What? They're like, did Kirk just invite me so they could just sing his praises?
That's priceless. Hey, listen, that's not a bad idea. I'm just going to say that right up front. I might need to just have you come on over to the channel and
for sure. I got the whole outline in my whole entire head. I've got your bio, all the things. We're gonna do like Johnny Harris video style. Who is this Kirk Nugent? How did he go from this to this? Let's look at the process.
Priceless. Because I mean, not this past social media marketing world, but the one before, man, you were the ultimate networking wingman on the planet. That was absolutely phenomenal. So
it was fun.
We had such a good time.
Listen, that also reminds me that we have the eCam Creator Camp that's coming. Are you going? Correct. Are you going?
The Creator Camp? No, I don't think I am. No.
Okay.
Wait,
why?
I don't know. I want to say that I had not heard about it. No, somebody else told me about it.
Katie's all like, excuse me, let me get out the receipts and email all of you. No, okay, so let me tell you what Creator Camp is. Creator Camp is actually going to be an in-person camp at the Ansbury office. And every coach or counselor is going to have their own particular track. And so you're going to choose what you want to focus on during camp. And then towards the end of it, you'll have like this whole thing of how you leveled up your studio, your show, your production, all the different things.
Love that.
As far as I know, Jillian's going to be there. Anna Fulgence is going to be there. So, Kirk, where are you at?
I'm literally looking at my calendar right now. What are the dates for this thing?
The dates for you had to ask me. It's like October. It's October. Okay. If I'm on.
October is good.
October's a good time.
Yeah.
And I think it's got to
because I think somebody had said June or something like that before, and I was like,
no, maybe I'm making it up. We'll see. We'll see if like Paul or
one of the others jump on,
comes on here and they're like, hey, come on. No, what are you doing here? But yeah, so that's going to be happening and I'm really excited about it. It would be a great time for us to see each other again. But first of all,
that'd be great.
What's happening next week? Wait, today's Monday. It's literally a week.
A week from today. Yeah. It's Monday and Tuesday next week.
A week
and
from
I
today.
present on Monday.
That's right. We are going to be kicking off Leap into Live Selling. It's a 2-day virtual summit. We have like a whole slew of everyone coming through to talk about production, live shopping, shoppable videos, which I'm actually really excited about. We've got Kelly Noble Mirabella, you, Anna Fulgence.
Yep. I think Doc is. Well, no, I don't.
I feel like Doc he's got to talk.
I'm looking at the flyer, but yeah, there is, and I'm putting out the flyer in 2 different ways this week, so you'll see that on our channels, and if you're subscribed to the mailing list, you're going to see that as well. Mm-hmm. But it is such a great price. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows it is such a phenomenal price that you're going to want to make sure you reserve your seat. What's the price, Stephanie?
It's free. It's free to join. It's free to join. And if anything,
that's the whole point.
The only thing that you're really paying for if you want is going to be the guidebook, which Caleb and Katie, they always do a really great job because it includes
Yeah,
all of the different
really good
notes from all
guidebook.
of the different
Yeah.
speakers, so you could fill in the blanks.
hmm
Um, so yeah, there are like, what's in your outline? I was like, ooh, my outline. What do I want to share with
Yeah, I had to
you?
send that in a week or so ago. It's like, I don't know. I missed the deadline, but I got it in. I got it in.
Hey, I feel like Katie accounts for all of us.
There she puts padding in there.
She does. She puts padding, extra padding for
Yeah,
Kirk.
extra. Good night. Because I mean, she emailed me like, we still don't have your outline. I was like, whoa, my bad. So yeah, no, we got
That's
that
true.
in. But it's one of those things where it's like, like you, this is a space that we're really excited about. This is a space where I see exponential opportunities for people. I think we do more live selling than we think we do in our everyday lives, in our everyday interactions with other people. We just naturally share with people different things that we're doing. Anybody that is entrenched either in the Apple camp or the Android camp is essentially live sellers for either one of those platforms. And you may disagree with me, but I mean, any argument at all, we could, it's going to come up in the chat in just a second, right? It's like,
Let's
whoa,
fight
whoa,
in the
whoa, whoa, whoa.
comments.
I'm an Apple fan. I'm an Android fan. And this is why. But did you have this feature? But do you have this feature? All of that conversation, and of course this is a small preview of what you're going to get when you come to leap into live selling next week, but all of that conversation is essentially live selling,
It
live
is.
shopping. It's all happening live. It's interactive, and it allows for people to really get information about what it is they're looking to purchase, or get perspective on something that they want to purchase but just didn't necessarily know what to consider. And listen, this thing goes into so many different aspects. It's not just tech. It's not just tech. And that's what I'm really excited about. I'm normally the tech guy. I normally talk about the cords and the cables and the decibels and the volume and the microphones, the cameras, the
The
lenses,
microphones,
the
all the
megapixels,
things.
all those things. But this time I'm getting to talk with you guys about the I guess the non-technical side of it, right? It's the reality of how people think, how people shop. I want to walk people through some of those decision-making processes that you do for your shopping, not just live shopping, for your shopping period, and how you can incorporate that in your own experience. If you have an Amazon account, well, even if you don't have an Amazon account, there's several other ways to be able to do live shopping, but you might want to consider coming to the conference, even if you're on the fence,
Yeah.
you're just, I'm not really certain. If you're on the fence, you're going to want to come to the conference and just expose yourself. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not really certain, and I'm going to be a live selling host, but let me go and expose myself for the awesome, ridiculous, crazy price of free and just see where that goes. You
See,
never can tell. You may be on the panel to share your live shopping tips, tricks, best practices next year. So that's what I want to say about that piece.
that is very true. I feel like a lot of our speakers were once in the audience and
There
then
it
they
is.
leveraged and they took the strategies and the tactics, made it their own, and then they would come back a year later and they would pitch Katie and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." And this is what's really exciting. And I love that you
Right.
say that this is also great for people who are still on the fence because honestly, when it comes to live shopping or live selling, you don't know what it is that you don't know. Like
That's
literally,
good.
I thought I knew what one of these other web-based live streaming platforms could do, and then Kirk corrected me, and I was happy to be corrected because I was like, "Hold on a second, did I miss a press release? Like, what happened here?"
Man,
And
I'm telling you, there's just so much happening in this space. And it's as AI is introduced, right? There's just so much that's happening right now. A good friend of mine messaged me this morning saying it is just a crazy time to be alive. And so one of the things that I'm constantly sharing with people, whether you're going to be at this live shop, this live leap into live selling or not, which I hope you do come, but whether you're there or not, you do want to kind of uh, develop your student habits, right? The being a student of the world. There's so much to learn right now. People who are 20, 30-year veterans in their field, in their space, are having to go back to the drawing board because things are shifting that quickly. And who knows, you may be part of deciding what the next iteration of online shopping looks like, or online live streaming. We don't know. We just have that golden opportunity right now. Don't count yourself out before you even begin. come to Leap Into Live, because I think it's going to, listen, Leap Into Live has just been a game changer for me for the past couple of years. So this is Leap Into Live shopping, and this is the first shopping version of it. But
Yeah.
Leap Into Live has been impetus for a lot of us to kind of get on board and do this live streaming, live remote production, all kinds of things.
All the things, right? Yeah. I mean, and shout out to the
It's been
eCamp
awesome.
for just like getting all of us together to talk about these really cool things.
Yeah.
And I love that you're saying that whether you think it's live selling or live shopping, like for me, at the end of the day, it's being able to ignite your ideas and pitch.
Yeah.
Like if you know how to pitch, regardless of the live shopping platform, if the checkout process is integrated or not, you're still selling your idea. And when you're saying like we're all revisiting how we are creating content, the veterans, right? Hey, I'm alumni over here.
I've been doing this for a long time.
You know, for me, I'm even like, I need to structure my short form videos differently on platforms like TikTok. And I even in one of my other masterminds, we were talking about Lemonade, which is the other ByteDance company. It's like Pinterest and TikTok had a baby basically at this point.
Yeah.
And so,
It's crazy.
was that your baby making?
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's just absolutely amazing what is happening. Go continue though, because that's a crazy platform. I have not done as deep a dive as I should, but that's
going to be another thing for us. But yeah, I feel like with Leap Into Live in general, you go in thinking that like, okay, I know this in my little niche, right? And then you think of like this whole multiverse of what live streaming is. And that's what really Leap Into Live is about, is that you may have come in because you wanted to learn how to do a live stream show. Yeah. And then we did, showrunner secrets from the set, and then we all learned about our different processes for productions.
Right.
And then we realized there are some of us that are doing video podcasting, and what's your process for that? And so now we're meeting the other niche in our groups of, well, how do you do live shopping? And you're going to be covering a lot on the live selling piece of it.
Yeah. It's an experience, and I think as you approach it, you want to approach it as an experience. I often share with people, this is not in my presentation, so I'm free to share this, but I often say to folks that the largest department at Amazon is what, right? And of course, this is the point where I'll pause to kind of talk about a couple of different things to give you time to put something in the comments. But the idea is, I'll just give you the answer. It is not R&D, research and development. It is not procurement or logistics. It isn't even online. It is user experience. Largest department at Amazon, user experience. Why is that? Because they're curating the experience from the time you have the idea and you put it in the search term. They want their sites to come up first. They want you to go to their platform. They've curated the entire thing. Your cards are already there. There's no reason not to click buy now. All right. And they want to give you the other the stars there, right? Some of you know what the stars means. So they want to give you the reviews. They want to show you user videos, brand videos. They want to give you everything you need in one place so that you can actually click that purchase button. But it doesn't end there. They want to make sure that it arrives at your house in 2 days or less. And it's everything from the time you have that idea in your head to where that box shows up on your doorstep with that smile on it, right? That is the entire process that Amazon has curated. And I'm simply saying that a live shopping experience needs to be just as intentional, just as curated, so that you can deliver people to a desired end. That's really it. So
that's deep. Kirk, that's on a whole, wow. Okay, I'm excited for your
Come on, man.
Bring it home. Wow, I really love that, like the whole user experience of it, and really holding a candle to that, because there are different, I've seen some different live selling techniques out there. Like, let's say, for example, on TikTok. And have you seen the new live selling on TikTok?
I've been checking it out.
Yeah, so they'll have a host on there, and they're just like rapid fire bullet points. Oh, honey, buy this, right? It's really interesting to see the different strategies of it, and that's something that I'll actually be talking about in the keynote too, because there are now live shopping host boot camps. Like, if you didn't know that QVC and the Shopping Channel actually have media training for their hosts, you must be mistaken.
And I think that's worth saying a little more on, because a lot of people do disconnect the fact that we have been live sold to for a very long time. Home Shopping Network has existed for a very long time. QVC has existed for a very long time. But what we are seeing now with social media, as social media has done with most of our industries, is democratize these platforms. So there are no gatekeepers. It's literally a willingness. If I was to share my screen right now and show you my How It All Works email address, which is what's tied to my live selling platforms, I would show you 20, 30 emails from brands, from different folks. Hey, can we get this in your show? What I'm saying is, even if you have a different end goal in mind, even if your business is about something totally different, live shopping can be a discovery platform. So live shopping can be an opportunity for you to be able to create steady streams of referral-based opportunities. There's so many ways to leverage it. Don't just think about it as, oh, I want them to buy this so that I can get the commission. The commissions are nice. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you the commissions are not nice, but the other deals that I get from going live or putting up the shoppable videos or whatever that might look like, those deals actually pan out to be way more lucrative, way more. I mean, even just the opportunities that those, like I would not be a speaker on this Leap into Live Selling platform if I didn't actually go live, if I didn't have any experience to share with you guys. And again, this is an opportunity that I already know for a fact, because every time I speak on the Ecamm platform, I get tons and tons of people that come into my funnel. They're like, well, how do I find this guy? So I just love Ecamm because it's like a lightning rod for me. And you got to identify that. I know we're giving you way more than you bargained for today, but you got to identify what those touch points are. What are those inroads into your own ecosystem might be? But the idea is just kind of think a little bit broader, broader about what are some of the opportunities here, not just the commission or whatever the sales thing might be, which could be like 2 cents. It could be something totally different. And it could be something that opens you up to a whole world of opportunities that you never thought were even possible. You know who hit me up yesterday?
Who?
I'll share this just because it's Stephanie, right? It's the only person that I would share this with. No, seriously.
And Richard, because Richard just popped through. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard, what's going on, man? No, I think I don't mind the rest of you guys are here, but I definitely want to share this with you. Shalene Johnson, are you familiar with her?
Yes.
She hit me up yesterday saying she's looking to get a producer for a live show. I'm saying.
What?
Well, this is what I'm trying to share with people, that these are actual, like, I can't make this stuff up. I was actually looking at the thing on my phone. I'm like, man, why do people hit me up? Why do people put in their requests like this? And I showed Kanique the handle on, this is my wife. I showed her the handle and she was like, babe, scroll up to the top. I was like, what? Why? She's like, scroll up to the top. I scroll up to the top and underneath the handle, it says her name. She's like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, of course I know who that is. I didn't know it at the time, but the point is, you just never know what kinds of opportunities might come your way simply because you decided to go outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. Maybe even live, maybe try something that you haven't necessarily tried before. Come on to Leap into Live shopping and learn something new. Add it to your arsenal or your toolbox and see what ends up happening. You never can tell. I am a living witness. I'm about to get
some champagne and celebrate you right now. You're glossing over this. And I'm like, you need to stop talking so I could just like, even Richard's in the comments and he's like, fire. Dude, that's amazing. Here's the thing is that I feel like some people still don't get that when you go live, it's not always about the number of viewers that show up live. No. It's not always about the comments that come in, because let me tell you, there is power in the replay and there are lurkers. There are lurkers who are still trying to warm up and get to know who you are.
Yeah.
And like after a while, they're like, once they've gone through their decision-making process, they're like, now's the time. Now I have a need. I need to get on his list. I need to get his attention now.
That's right.
And that's really what it is that you're doing. And I love that you talk about like how it's not just live shopping. It's this and, right? You and I always talk about this. It's this and. And the production piece of it It's the
Yeah.
run of show. It's how you're pitching. It's how
Yeah.
you're making connections into
Yeah.
QR codes. Man,
Come
come
on. The
on.
QR code. The QR code is the ultimate cheat, man. It's
It's like
crazy.
ultimate cheat.
Thanks, David Hardy.
It's like leap into live selling, ultimate cheat code. Hang out with
Straight-
Kirk. You know?
Ultimate cheat code. No, I need to change my session title. Now I'm changing. I'm changing.
No,
That's the session.
It's like the ultimate cheat code to live selling. Dude, that's a book right there.
That's a whole book.
Wait, hold up. I need to buy that domain
Let me
right
go
now.
to-
Hold on.
Make a note as well. Where's my notepad?
Where's my note? Somebody. Yeah.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
That's
Oh, man,
exciting. I am
no,
super pumped for you.
it is. And I just don't, I always want to say things that are practical that people can plug into. I am no different than you. Stephanie is no different than you. Stephanie happens to be phenomenal, but Stephanie's no different than all of us. These opportunities that are coming, I want to be clear on this, that are knocking on my door. Not that I'm going out and looking for them, but they are knocking on my door is because we decided to do something that not everybody was willing to do. Let's go live.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that really resonates with somebody out there who's been on the fence, has been trying to kind of thinking about this thing for a while. You have, crazy, great interactions with people in person, and you're just wondering how can I translate that for live? Come to Leap Into Live Selling.
Come into Leap Into Live.
And we will show you how. We'll show you. We'll give you all the, listen, you'll leave with practical steps. You'll leave with a whole community of people who want to see you succeed. There is room at the table. Like what me and Stephanie do is exactly the same thing, actually. Just different clientele, different
flavors.
person.
Yeah. I always tell people there's different types of white rice. There's white rice, there's sushi rice, there's fried rice, there's Jamaican rice, there's all.
Oh, it sure is Jamaican.
There's all different types of flavors out there. And so shout out to Qual Comedy who says, I'm a professional lurker. Let me tell you, people are still trying to get to know you, figure out who you are. Are you consistent in your messaging? Do you still show up the same way every time you go live? Is it the same production style? Because eventually someone like Shailene will be like, you know what? He consistently shows up like this. His audio, his video is on point. Yeah. There's the promotion, there's the production, there's the post-promotion, there's a whole entire system. Like, this is not like an amateur. Like, this is someone who's saying, I will dedicate my time for you, Leap Into Live, to showing you how it is, what it is that I do. And I will answer your questions live and in real time. I think
that's gold. It's gold. The only thing I would have said at the end of that sentence is, I will show you how it all works. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, that's true. Wait, do we want to do it again? Let me put this in Descript and I will overdub my voice to say, and that is how it all works. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, I think when I said that your hands were down. Watch, I'm gonna clip that, and that's how it all works.
Oh, I love this. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys know, like this is not scripted. There's not like a whole thing on the side where me and Stephanie are like, okay, we've done
you
this.
You and I, we flow like really well.
Flow.
We're on the same wavelength. And I think I learned that early on when I first met you. Did I ever tell you that our Facebook reel is getting like thousands of views?
No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. I've got to see this. So,
Qual Comedy, David, the rest of the crew, Richard, if you have never been on his show, he is a lightning rod for engagement. Because I literally repurposed this video and then I was like, look at my views just going up. And so here's the cool thing too, is that because it's on, now we're going to geek out. This is when we get into that mode. Okay, so I put it on my Facebook reel and then, because it's on my personal profile. On my personal profile, my header image actually links to my Facebook group. So I started getting these emails of like, yo, you're getting a lot of requests of people going into your Facebook group. Now, my Facebook group, I only let you in if you give me your email address because I have a lead magnet. And so my email list was growing. And I was like, how is this happening? And all roads pointed to this man, Kirk. Because his studio looked good, his audio looked good, he made me, his guests look good, and I was like, hello, lightning rod. He just blew up my email list, and that is how it all works.
Look, she said it right. This is chicken works. I'm telling you, this is absolutely awesome. But the way, you see, the thing is, you had your systems in place ready for the the boom.
Yeah.
There's so many people who experience something similar, but they don't have anything in place. And so you
Yes.
have the lead magnets, you have the link on your header, you have the group that's already set up. You've got value already built in, ready for the people to come.
Let me tell you.
And that's the piece. It's like I think a lot of folks have value. They've got, some semblance of some systems in place. But they've got nothing to funnel folks over to those things, and that's what live is. Like, it's an ultimate cheat code for
Ultimate cheat code. You're stealing it now. You're taking it. You're taking it.
I don't even
Up,
know-
down,
I don't
down.
even know
Kirk. That's how it works.
Listen, many times Stephanie and I get together, I don't even know what we're going to be able to do. I hope you guys are
Up,
getting
down,
value.
Kirk. Cheat code. That's how it works.
That's from like Mike Tyson Punch Out, man. That's just to show you that we're from the same era, right?
We are. We really are.
Contra. I was about to say that's Contra. Oh my goodness. Yeah. See, I can already see edits for this in the short photo.
Oh, always.
Always, K-Walk. Always.
So good. What else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah. So it was not only that I had my systems in place, right?
That's true.
The Facebook group, the email, and all that. What I needed was a catalyst, and that was this man.
I just love the way you're framing this, because this is what I teach. This is what I coach. I'm like, I said to a coaching client last week, I was like, it's time to start having some guests on the show. And the lady was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you need some guests, because your guests will blow up your channel. Your guests could help you get into a mode. You just never know. You never know.
Yeah.
And in our cases, because I've of course been on your platform, I'm on your platform today, and you've been on mine, and it's just such a great exchange. And I love the fact that we can have restream pairs. I see some of my regulars in the comments right now, and that's just absolutely awesome. So, this is great. This is like live streaming gold right here. I absolutely love this.
It is true. I mean, honestly, and don't sleep on the fact that with Amazon Live, if you do go down to Amazon Live, you can collaborate with other live streamers there too. I don't know if that's going to be a part of your presentation. Maybe Chris and Jim will talk about that. But there's so much that you can learn from Leap Into Live. Just start writing down your questions. Just start writing down your ideas. And I don't know if it's just because we're building up to Leap Into Live, but I feel like every person that I've been interviewing, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't think of that. Now I need to add this. And Katie's like, Steph, I need your outline. I'm like, but I'm still talking to Kirk, and Kirk just tell me about QR codes and the cheat code, the ultimate cheat code. I need to put that in there.
Yes. Listen, it is. There's the subtag line for how it all works, and trust me, believe me, guys, I'm not trying to push my thing here. We're friends. Stephanie and I are friends, but the subtag line is, let's figure it out together. And the reason why I use that phrase is because I wanted to be clear that I don't necessarily have all the answers. I feel like as we continue to converse, as we continue to talk, especially if we can be real with one another, there will be something that's said. It's just like, oh man, I never thought of it that way. And so this invariably happens when I meet with Stephanie in person, or if we jump on a Zoom call to just chat real quick, or if we're on one another's platforms, whether it's podcast or a live show, something is said and I'm just like, oh, that's I needed just
You
that
needed
nugget.
that. Well, okay, let me leave you
that
with
in.
something that I learned. And it's not always knowing about how to do it. It's knowing who knows how to do it.
Who knows how to do it? I love that.
Because it's building your resources and relationships, because you never know who you're gonna need. And even if they're working with you, you'd be like, I might not know how to do it, but I know who does. And that's the power of Ecamm is I know who does. It's either I'm going to go hit up Jillian, I'm going to hit up Anna and Fulgens, I'm going to hit you up, or Luria if I have to, but really it's that community.
Doesn't matter. Yep.
Literally, I feel like people slide into my DMs and be like, hey, I'm part of the Ecamm fam. And I'm already like, okay, cool, what's up? Like, when are we going to go out to eat? You want some fried rice? You want some...
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we going to collaborate on? That's the ultimate cheat code. Ecamm fam. What? Okay, where's it at?
Ecamm fam? Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Put me in there too. No, that's a whole lot that you just shared right there. And I think even for Leap Into Live Selling, you cannot discount the fact that in the room, right, in the virtual room, may be your next client, or maybe the person that's going to help you run your live show. In the virtual room may just be a network that you have needed. That's going to be the missing piece to your success story. So there is some of it's going to come from the presenters. Yes, there's phenomenal presenters. Some of it's going to come from the topics. But some of it's just going to come from interaction. And actually being intentional about what you want to get out of it as well. It's like as setting those intentions as you get ready to come for Leap into Live Shopping next week. Did I say next week?
It is next week. That's crazy.
Week. Wow, that's crazy. That's next week. But as you come in, it's like, man, I want to meet somebody who's into this, somebody who does this. I want to meet somebody who's kind of in my niche as well. These are some of the things that you can absolutely do.
And you could say it out loud. Literally, you could be in the comments and say, I'm looking for fill in the blank. And all of the connectors in the eCam family are like, oh, well, you got to meet this person or you got to meet that person. I mean, there are so many times when Dawkins was like, oh, you got to meet, you don't know who that is, right? Like Marshall Fox is like, you don't know who Marshall Fox is? And I was like, what? And then you meet him, you're like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I in Canva?
This is the thing. This is the thing is, it has happened to me like multiple times where you're just saying to yourself, like, why don't I know these people? What am I doing? Yeah. And a lot of the times it's about, who you know. Richard Gray put that comment up there as well.
Yeah.
I know who does is gold. Richard also asked a question before that one. And it's Inspire is really just, it's the vertical version of shoppable videos. And I have definitely been putting up some of those as well. And it's crazy to kind of, go through the feed and see some of your own videos in there as well.
It's crazy to see your friends. Have you ever seen your friends?
Yes,
like sometimes I would see Monty and I would screenshot it. I would put it in the group, or I would see David. I'm like, David, look, it's you.
So cool. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, Inspire is really a cool platform as well. And Amazon's doing it their Amazon way, but I'm really glad that at the conference, you're going to hear more than just Amazon. Because a lot of people, when they hear live shopping, they just immediately think about Amazon. And
there's so much. I use LiveScale, Firework, TikTok Live. There's so much that's happening. Don't sleep on it. Oh,
And YouTube's coming with some stuff soon, so some things are gonna happen there. So
that's true. Yeah. And here's the thing too, is that I feel like most people, when they think about live shopping, they've always thought that it's like the newer products, right? And then eBay came out with their own beta that they're doing. Yeah. Well, one of the popular resale platforms, because people are making six figures just reselling things that they've thrifted. Poshmark actually launched Posh Live. Yeah. Yes. So I sent that out in my newsletter today. I'm doing this new thing. It's like a link. It's a newsletter all about live streaming in the creator economy, because I was like, all this stuff's in my head, and
so you just put it all down.
I just put it all down. And I was like, I just want to share this with all of you. Do whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to become a live shopping producer for thrifters and resellers,
there's a whole thing.
That's a whole industry.
Yeah.
That's a whole industry.
What's so good is that like the logistics of it have already, because it used to be really difficult to ship the stuff and all that stuff. But that stuff, there's so many different ways that you can get that stuff taken care of now. It's crazy. No, somebody recently put me onto Pinterest Live, and I was like, oh.
Jeff C. Do you know Jeff C?
No. Oh yeah. I was just on Jeff. He did tell me about Pinterest, but he didn't tell me about Live though.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he's got going on Pinterest is absolutely amazing. But man, when I heard that they launched Live, I was like, there's just so many different opportunities, man. There's so many opportunities.
Let me tell you something else too that I feel like, okay, Frank, Richard, David, the rest of the crew, you're going to get this. What's fascinating too is that if you keep tabs on like who is creating these products at these companies, like who launched this live shopping department, and if you keep tabs on where they're moving in the industry, I'm like, oh, this person moved from this company over to that company, but you still have that connection. Now you're like, now tell me what's going on at your company. And so now you're building this database of different contacts across a plethora, variety of industries, and it makes it so interesting. Frank, by the way, is saying, when I think of live shopping, the first thing that comes to mind is retail, but should every salesperson do video and live streaming? Yes. Like, hell yes. Hell to the yes is my opinion.
I think there's just so many, there are people who are just not going to get it from me, and then
Yeah.
they'll go over to Stephanie, and there's people who are not going to get it from Stephanie or me, and then they'll come to you, Frank. So it at the end of the day, um, nobody says this about driver's licenses. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, should everybody get a driver's license? Yeah. I mean, it sounds ridiculous when we say yes, everybody should live stream, but I look at live streaming as a vehicle, and being able to live streaming is like having a license.
It allows you to broadcast your brilliance
That's it.
when you want to,
When
on the
you want
topic
to.
that you think is going to really resonate with your audience.
Perfect.
Because the analogies, the metaphors, and the stories that you use to handle objections is what works for you. And eventually, Frank, someone's going to binge watch on all of your content and realize, wow, he just answered all of my questions this 1 minute video, 30-minute, whatever it is.
Done.
Yeah, done. Game over. At that point, you've already won their head and their heart.
Yeah.
There is no
Yeah.
more hustle
Yeah.
at that point.
They don't need the taste test. They don't need the samples. They don't need the ad campaign. They just want to buy. Like, where do I sign up?
Yeah.
How do I work with this person?
Okay. It's you, me, and the Wi-Fi, and Frank and Richard and the rest of the crew.
Come on.
One of the things that I knew always worked well for me as a speaker, and I'll even say this for you, is that if you were to dive into paid media and do retargeting campaigns, you could actually target people that watched how many seconds of your video. I know people that watch like 50% of my video or my live stream, even if they were a lurker. If I can retarget my content back to them, that's going to get them into my funnel for me to like get on the fast track to building that know, like, and trust factor. Honestly, Kirk, that was one of the best ways that I booked so many different speaking stages, is because I was like, this is me dropping a gem on how it all works, right?
Come on.
Right? And
Boom.
you see
And
the comments,
somebody's
you
like,
see all these different things, and then they're like, oh, look at that audio, look at that video, look at the delivery. Oh, and look at all of that engagement there too. Social proof. Now they're like, okay, where's that QR code? Boom. Done.
Boom. Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
And again, it's again, coming into this space, understanding that there are multiple different possibilities. What is the possibility you're looking for?
Yeah.
And do you have things in place for the others that may arise in, that you weren't necessarily looking for? Because the truth of the matter is, every video is like a wind-up toy that never turns off. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It just keeps on doing the same job, especially if you delivered value. It will continue delivering that same value every time somebody hits play. So
every time someone hits play, it's like a compounding effect.
Yeah.
It just builds and builds and builds and builds. Like if you were to do a live stream and you repurposed it into a blog post, you repurposed it into short form, there's already your compounding interest. If you did another live stream, that doesn't take away from what you've already built. That actually just adds to it. There is no live stream unless you've actually done something where, it's completely offensive. It's not going to take away from the equity that you built in the content that you created.
Never. That is the piece that I think people are mixed up about, and I think that's why there's so many times. Like, I want you to know, Frank, we're not picking on you at all. I think that question is actually phenomenal. It is a common question. It's one that I get actually all the time. Is this really something that more people should be doing? I think that the market's saturated. No, actually, it's not. It's not because what you will see is people will start off very hot and they'll just go right away. Consistency is what we do not see a lot of. So what you're seeing at Leap Into Live Selling, and especially the speaker lineup that's there, these are people who not just experiences, but have been consistent. And so they've been consistent enough to be able to pull from those experiences information and data points, tips, tricks, best practices that are repeatable, things that you can take and employ. But the consistency piece, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, that's what I can't tell you. We call them pandemic podcasts or pandemic live shows. They're gone. There are hundreds of them, thousands of them.
Yeah.
They'll never return. Some of them were really hot. Some of them were really popular. They're gone because it was a moment of convenience for them to be able to do that. What we're seeing now, those who can be consistent now, when the hustle and bustle is still real, when kids still need to be dropped off, there's basketball games and braces and all that stuff. those consistent people, those are the ones you want to watch and follow. Those are the ones you want to learn from. They're going to be the ones that really have something to share with you because they've figured out how to weave it into real life.
For sure.
So
Because
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because with consistency comes commitment. And when you see someone being consistent, they're already committed to their craft. And it just makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It just makes sense.
They're committed to the craft. And I think that's, and the commitment to the craft comes from recognizing I'm a lifelong learner. And we are lifelong learners, that we're students as well. So we come to these spaces and you'll see it. You'll see speakers in the comments saying to other speakers, wow, I didn't know that. And that's the kind of environment I love to be in.
So supportive.
Yeah, so supportive.
Yeah.
Oh, so supportive. And I don't necessarily have to be like this big genius with all the answers.
I don't want to be the big genius.
I don't want to.
I don't want to know everything. If I knew everything, how boring would that be? You would be the only person that knew everything. You couldn't really talk to anyone because you already know everything. No, that's not any fun. And speaking of which, Frank is saying, I'm a printing salesman. My target market are marketing coordinators. What type of content should I be making? Do you want to take that?
Printing salesman. Say it one more time. I'm trying to read it, but it's too small.
Targeting marketing coordinators. What type of content should he be making?
What types of products are you seeing? What types of products that you sell to these marketing professionals that really helps them? I would try to put together and I know that this is going to sound daunting, but you'd be surprised as you start the process how easy it is. But put together your top 50 tips for marketing professionals as it relates to printing, and make each one of those tips a short, right? I'm not talking about a video, like a 7-minute video. I'm talking about like a 60-second, short, and say, hey, and use phrasing and terminology like, oh, when I worked with this client, oh, when we did this project for this one. You want to use that kind of thing because it sets you up as, this is what I do. I just want to. This
is what he does. Kirk is about to do a VIP strategy day session with you, in which PS, by the way, you can find him. You go over to kirknugent.com and he will hook you up.
Let's chat. No, Richard, but you've got gold there because let me tell you, one of the hardest things is people don't know who the target is. And you were able to clearly articulate, this is who, and this is what my thing is. So now you just kind of find that nexus point, and there are going to be invariably people who are thanking you for how you've helped them. But there are going to be others who are going to say, I don't have time to do any of what he just said. I think it's great, but I want him to do it for me. And that's where the money comes from. So absolutely, that should be the kind of content that you put out there.
I love it. Richard is asking, do you even run ads to the live stream itself? Usually not, unless it's like a webinar, unless I'm actually teaching you something through the process. But I find, Richard, that if I'm going to run an ad to a live stream, I'd rather do the repurposed content where it's like the gem, because you want to have like the hook.
Just the thing. Yeah.
Just the hook.
Yeah.
And then you could funnel them into basically working with Kirk one-on-one and going and get that. I'm serving you up, man. Here's the assist.
Hey, man, listen, KirkNugent.com, man. Grab 15 minutes on my calendar. Let's chat it up. I mean, incidentally, that's actually one of the giveaways for Leap Into Live, is that you can get a full strategy session with me. So that'll be one of the things that anybody who's attending my session, you'll get that QR code. You'll be able to sign up for that. So, but no, in all seriousness, there's putting the ads on the live. You know what I have done though? Said, go ahead.
So this is me geeking out.
Let's geek.
On YouTube, and I learned this from Owen Video, who we all know and love, Owen Video. When I go live on YouTube, he told me that if I go on my app on my phone, there's YouTube Remix, and a YouTube Remix will actually make a clip of the actual video. So different from a short, but when I remix it, it actually links back to the original. So it's content. Like you have like the mom and the baby. So it's like, oh, that baby's cute. Let me go check out the mom.
Right? No, that the remix feature is literally created just for that, right?
Yes.
To bring the people back to the long form content, take that nugget out, and again, that may be a much better. I don't know if you can put ads on remixes, but that would definitely be a far better thing to put ad spend behind than the full
longer thing. Yeah. And that comes through experience. And see, like, look, people could have just tried to figure that on their own, but literally we'll tell you from our own experience.
Yeah.
But having said that,
That's the whole
Yo,
point. How long have we been on now? Where
we've
are we
been
at?
on for 45 minutes. I feel like you and I were like, we were so close to ending like around 30 minutes and then we started geeking out. It was
Yeah.
like, it was probably somewhere around the point of up, down, left,
Left,
right,
left.
left, right, Kirk, Kirk,
A,
Kirk,
B.
Kirk. This is how it all works. Up, down, down, left, right, B, A, Kirk, Kirk, Kirk.
Oh my goodness.
But Kirk, this has been absolutely amazing. I'm going to put you up full screen so you could give them the spiel and then we'll close it
Good.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, listen, I go by the title of Geek Speaker Preacher. And the reason for that is because I'm a geek. I like the technical pieces, but I also like speaking. And I think that, so many people tell me that they're not speakers. And I just refuse that because they actually tell me they're not speakers while using words, right? They say to me with words coming out of their mouth, I'm not a speaker. I'm like, that doesn't work for me. And similarly, when people say, I just don't think the live content thing is for me, don't count yourself out before we've even begun. One of the things that I think we can all do in life is to collect experiences, collect them like trading cards, like rare gems, collect experiences, because those experiences quite literally make up the sum total of who you are. And the more experiences you have, the more context and perspective you have as you're engaging with other people, that becomes much more valuable. Get into a space, which Leap into Live Selling is going to be, where you will have experiences, plural. Right? You'll not only have experiences with your speakers and presenters who are going to be sharing on specific topics, but you'll also have experiences with others who are curious just like you. There's something to be said for building a network of curious people who are taking a chance on themselves and maybe even reinventing, maybe adding something to their arsenal, something they've never done before. Leap into Live Selling is going to be that type of platform. And for me personally, I'd love for you to come check out my session. We're going to be talking about five aspects or components of a live shopping experience that actually convert. They convert, meaning they bring people in and allow them to actually make a purchasing decision. And for a lot of people, that is the ultimate goal. But for others, that may not be the ultimate goal, which is why we use the term convert. Whatever that ultimate goal might be for you, you can curate an experience that gets them across that line. And we'll share with you some of those pieces. Also, if anybody is interested in a quick strategy session with me, that'll be another one of the giveaways, along with a long list of giveaways that you're going to get at this free conference. So definitely make time and invest in yourself. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, Leap into Live Selling. I'm pretty certain one of the mods in the chat are going to put the link in the chat real quick. It is definitely in the description of the video, but don't miss out on this because you've counted yourself out. I think just definitely take a moment. Take that time out of your schedule to get into a space where you can actually learn something new, and you never can tell. It might be you that's on the stage speaking next year.
Okay, I took notes. I wrote down curious creators that convert.
Ooh.
Right? Curious creators convert.
That's good.
You could even say creators that curate will always convert.
Ooh, you're on a roll today.
Up, down, left, right. Kirk and Stephanie. That's basically what Richard said.
That's so good.
I'm telling
Curious.
Curious creators convert. That's beautiful. Use it. Test it. Create a short form video. See if it sticks. If it sticks, then you make a 3 to 5 minute video. If that sticks, then you're going to make a live stream. If that sticks, then you're going to make a webinar. If that sticks, then you make a playbook. You got your ebook. Put it on Amazon. Boom. Make an Amazon live stream of the book that you just wrote because you just said Curious Creators Convert. That's the name of the book. Done, done, done.
Oh my gosh. I'm done. I've actually taken that note, right?
That's a kick-ass title.
No, it really is.
That's the name of your course. That's the name of your mastermind. That's your VIP strategy day. Done, done,
everything.
Done. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I've got to pay her consult fee now. I got to go pay her consult fee because whatever it is, I owe it to her because that was gold.
Curious creators that convert. or curious creators always convert. Whatever it is that you want to do with that, but that's you. That's your language, and that's my superpower. Is that like I pull out,
That's good.
your nuggets and your messaging. And again, that's one of the reasons why you want to build your community with the Ecamm fam, because we all come in with our different specialties.
That's so good.
Oh, see, even Linda, listen, Linda. Curious creators convert. Yeah, she loves it. Done.
Loves it. Yeah. Social proof built in. My goodness. Now the rest of my week is shot because I've got to go work on this.
Because then you're gonna launch it, and then a year from now you're like, and I remember when it all started. Boom. Here's the clip.
Right here. Doop.
Here it is. Insert clip here. We're already like living in 2024 right now.
Honestly, that is good. Oh man, that is so good. I've made my notes. That is
You're
crazy.
on fire now. All right, cool. Well, on that note, thank you everyone so much for hanging out with us. Whether you joined us live or you're watching the replay, or if you're still just thinking about whether or not you want to join us for Leap Into Live, this is your moment. This is your time. This is the opportunity where you can really get to know the Ecamm fam and start taking your live streaming skills to the next level. Kirk is coming through with the ultimate cheat code, so that way curious creators can convert.
Oh my gosh, I am so done. That is good.
So good. So good. All right, on that note, you can find him at kirkrnugent.com. kirkrnugent.com. Figure it out. 15 minutes. He's going to change your life. Get it done. Cool?
Come on. Appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Kurt. We'll hang out for a sec. Yeah?
Sure.